Hi everyone. It's been a week now since my FUE, and give you an update, tell you how it's been going, and it's been going really well. Um, I'll go back to the surgery. So it was a week ago today, Friday, and like I said before, the hardest bit is actually coming after the surgery when you've got to sleep and not touch your head and look after the grafts. It's been, for me, really hard not to touch them, but I've managed to do it. And the sleeping bit was hard. Still no pain, no pain relief needed at all. The donor's healing up really well. You cannot see a thing. I'll show you that in a minute. I've also got some close-ups I've taken of the hairs, how it's recovering, and also this new bit, which is really interesting because Dr. Ball actually gave me a shot of the donor area under his microscope, and I've managed to do some follow-ups because I've got a little camera microscope I use for some of my work, so I've had a look at that. And you also get to see the density up here, which is I'm over the moon with. He's got a density here that's not far off actually what I'm going to end up with here. But if you can see, it's just scabbing today, so it's the start of day 7, and there's a few scabs up there, and I think it was yesterday, the first day you could touch it, which was a relief, and you can wash it, and there's a lot of little scabs coming off, but the hairs, they look brilliant. And like I say, I'll show you that in a minute. But as far as after the surgery, I had a bit of swelling. So the first few days, last time I spoke, it was day 2, nothing at all, and I never got any swelling on my head at all. I got a little bit come up here on day 3 and 4, and then around my eyes, very small amount. I don't think anyone would notice it, but I did. And then it actually moved down under my eyes and it was probably for 2 days. But as far as going back to work, I mean, I only took 5 days off work actually, and I'm working from home, so it's not a problem. But it's day 7 today, and I would definitely go back to work like this. There is no sign at all um, on the donor area that you've had anything done. And my hair's growing really quickly on the sides, so it probably makes this look thinner than it actually looks to me in the mirror on the camera, because this is probably now twice as long as the hairs that are not growing yet, these new ones. But it's been really good. I've not struggled with anything other than trying to sleep with a neck pillow, and every time I wake up, panicking, like, have I touched my head? Because you're just so conscious of it. Because he's done such a great job, and he's done it so neat. Looking at this under a camera, how he's implanted the hairs and and the density he's got here in all of this area is incredible. I couldn't be any happier. I suppose now just anticipating what the next stage would be. I think the scabs should all come off the next couple of days, which would be nice. And then it's going to be the next few months waiting for these little ones probably to shed out and then regrow. But I'll show you a couple of pictures, and I'll put these on the forum because it'll be a lot clearer. But just for the video purposes, this is what Dr. Ball got on the day before the surgery. So he took a picture, and that was my donor area, a typical bit. There are some areas a little bit thicker, some a little bit thinner, but he sort of got an average, and that's the kind of donor area after it had just been shaven. And this is the donor area on day 3 after surgery. So you can see where he's taken the extractions, and they're really sparse. And that was, day 3, and it's all covered in Vaseline, so it looks, quite shiny. Day 5 now. You see my hair growing really quickly, and I've tried to get it from the same area, sort of on the side. So that's day 5. And this was yesterday, so day 6 or 7 almost. But to look at, the donor area, I don't know if you can see it. There's just no sign of it. And people say this, in videos and pictures. You just can't tell FUE. Honestly, I don't know what length this is now. It's only a week of growth from a 0, but even after just 7 days, I can promise nobody would notice that I'd had anything done. It's incredible. So what I thought was interesting is you got like the donor area as a reference of sort of density that you'd hope to get, and that's a square centimetre. So then I looked on day 3 at this area, and it's incredible how neat he's. So this is the recipient area on day 3, and it's just, people were saying that you can't see. It's just looked red. It's just, there's nothing there. There was no big scabs. Some of the pictures I see of FUE, you get like what people look like, loads of almost like flesh. Like, I think it's the size of the extraction, because I was sort of half out of it, dozing off. But I remember hearing him talk about to one of his colleagues about what size punch he wanted, and they were like using 0.6, 0.7 mil. Really, I can't imagine you can go any smaller. So that was really cool. I'm really pleased. I think he's done the best he could possibly do with getting the smallest extraction and also the size of the insertion. So it instantly, just all you could see really was the hair. And like I say, that was day 3 on this area. It's just incredible. And then I've got that area on today, so that's day 7, the same area, and you see the scabs have all formed. This is just up in here, but the density and the cleanness of it, and how neat he's done it. And that's another shot, the same area, the front there, the main area really, I suppose. This, but comparing that to what I had as a donor area to start with, it's just, you couldn't get any better than that. It's absolutely perfect. So I'm really looking forward to getting these scabs off. But right now, as of today, I'm going out today for the first time. It's day 7, and I'm going to go to the supermarket. It's nothing. It just looks very mildly red, but that's in a camera. In a camera shot, it looks a little bit red. But when you're actually just walking around, it doesn't look sore at all. I guess what I'm wondering next is, because this is growing so fast, my hair seems to grow really quickly. Those pictures I just showed of this donor area, maybe even keeping that at the same sort of length as this, just to sort of balance it out. But as it is, really happy with it. So I'll do another update probably in a week and just see how that's looking. Be interesting to see what those little hairs do, and keep you all updated.